Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we are carrying on our Chaos Tournament. Should I say our Ultimate Chaos Tournament. So yeah, like in the last video, if you want to find the mod, it's comment in the description. Not comment in the description, it's in the description, there's a link there. And yeah, so same army as yesterday. For those who weren't here in yesterday's video, you should check it out, see how round 1 went, because this is a tournament. And also, so Norscan Berserkers as my front line. These aren't usually in Chaos, that's part of the mod. Also, I have these two Riders of Slaanesh, which are missile cavalry, and also great anti-large melee, which is really cool. I have a Slaanesh chariot over here, a Slaanesh chariot over here, well I guess 6 in all. I also have the Mirror Guard, because, you know, you can't have Sigvold without the Mirror Guard. And also I have these Demonettes of Slaanesh as well. And I have two Champions of Slaanesh, who you can tell are the champions, because they're a lot taller, apparently. So, yeah, so pretty fun one. So, my opponent here is Pshyc Online Gaming. So, Pshyc here is playing as Khorne, which is fun. So, more blood for the Blood God and all that. Obviously, I don't want any blood for the Blood God, except maybe these guys. So, we'll have to see how that goes. So, he's got frontline of Chaos Cultists, Warriors of Khorne, Chaos Cultists, more Warriors of Khorne, Chaos Cultists, more Warriors of Khorne, and Chaos Cultists. So, cool mix in the front line. In the back here he's got some Skull Takers of Khorne on either side, and at the back he's got a load of Cultists with pole arms for some cheap anti-large. And he's also got some Exalted Knights with pole arms, 2 units of them. So these guys incredibly heavy infantry. And here he also has a Forsaken Giant, which is awesome. Look at the size of that thing. So so that'll be really fun. And so because he's got so many like cheap units, all the cultists, he's brought the Aspiring Champions to try and keep him in the fight for longer. And he's also got a Champion of Khorne, so have a quick look at him. So they look awesome. Look at that. Look at the shields and everything. I love this mod. So he's got Champion of Khorne there, and I believe he has another one, actually. Or does he? Is it just the one? Okay, maybe just the one Champion of Khorne, and then he has his Lord here, the Chaos Lord of Khorne. So let's see him. So as you can see, a lot more skulls on this guy. So, yeah, pretty awesome. Also, why bring a shield? You can't murder people as well with a shield. Like, just, yeah, bigger axe. So, it's pretty sweet. So, this is going to be tough for me, because my chariots are going to have a real tough time in this forest. But I'm just going to have to see how it goes. So, so initially, I don't charge in straight away. I want to see what's on the other side of this hill. So I actually send my one of my chariots around the back, and I'll send my cavalry around the back. I want to scout out this army. Because right now he can't see any of mine, and I'm pretty sure I can see most of his army at this point. So this chariot I send up the other way, through all these trees though, it's very annoying. But as you can tell, he's got no cavalry. His whole thing is just blob up and smash, which is very Khorne, to be honest, isn't it? Just, you know, why have a hammer when you can just crush people with an anvil? So pretty cool. So I charge in, so I've got my Demonettes and my Norscan Berserkers on this side, making mincemeat of these cultists. So if I can get rid of them nice and quick, I mean, I'm taking almost no damage. They are very cheap infantry. So taking them out nice and quick is great. And it'll give me a lot of spare units to flank round with if I can get through these Skull Takers. That might be a little bit more difficult. So frontline engages, I actually send my chariot in. And he dedicates a lot of units here. The Exalted Knights, very expensive. The Skull Takers, very expensive. And also some Cultists. Just trying to bog down this chariot, who will eventually get through, hopefully. Also, more Exalted Knights with pole arms going for my chariot. So over here, my Lord is fighting his champion. But Sigvold should be fine here. Sigvold is a fantastic duelist. So here, I actually pulled my 2 champions out, because I intend on sending them straight for his Lord. And as you can see, his Lord has actually ended up on my side of the battle line here. So once I finally wake up and send these guys in, I should be doing great. Here we go. But, you know, my Berserkers are struggling in this fight. Their leadership's quite high still, so that's good. But yeah, as you can see, this side I'm really winning on. And I've kept a lot of these really good units busy. So the Exalted Knights with pole arms and the Skull Takers, they've all been busy chasing my chariots around when they should have been helping the front line. So here, Forsaken Giant, that's never fun. I don't really want to be fighting him, but that's fine. So you can see his Chaos Lord way on the other side. I don't know how she got over there, honestly, but I've got a Lord, sorry, a Champion Slaanesh on him, and she's a great duelist. So as you can see, she's doing some serious damage, and he is not happy about it. So in the back line here, so they scared away one of my chariots. I'm sending my cavalry right onto the other side because most of their anti-large was committed over there. So they did bring in, nope, those are cultists. Yeah, so actually, yeah, all of their expensive anti-large is on this side of the battlefield, filling in the gaps that I, you know, broke through near the beginning. So that's great. So charge in here, with the intention actually of trying to get this giant, but he moves around quick, doesn't he? So over here you can see his lord is running away, so I'm chasing him down with one of my champions. I'm happy for one of my champions to be, you know, off doing whatever. So here berserkers are chasing, which I don't need to happen. These guys will come back in, so I've now got my lord and Norscan berserkers coming in to help this fight. And he's already got units breaking. So I pull my riders out again, and I'm going to try and charge over here to help out my line on this side, because you can see he is really blobbed up over here. He's still got a lot of force that I need to contend with. So you'll see I've got, you know, the odd unit of, you know, chariots and things. I knew they weren't going to be able to wade through all this. There are a lot of larger units in there that could cause me troubles. A lot of pole arms on heavy armour. So I'm just using them to chase people off, basically. I think I end up forgetting about that unit. Whoops. So, yeah, a bit of a mess. I mean, look at this. The amount of units is crazy. It's just an absolute mosh pit in here. So here you can see one of my champions has run, which is a shame. Aww. But that's okay. So, you know, some of them cultists again. And Warriors of Khorne. So my other champion is back, so that's good. So I'll be able to bring her back into the fight. Over here in the middle, though, I've got the most ridiculous duel here. Sigvald is now dueling against a Forsaken Giant, which seems... it doesn't seem very smart, but that's fine. As you can see, I've got a lot of healthy berserkers. Okay, that one's not so healthy. But I've got some healthy berserkers on this flank, and I do have them completely surrounded. I've got the Mirror Guard in here. I don't know where they're running off to. I think they just finished killing things and got bored. So now they all shatter. But this giant doesn't. And that's because I used Enrapturing Spasms on it. Which actually makes the unit unbreakable, but also gives it minus 50% melee defense and melee attack. So it makes it incredibly vulnerable. And it means it won't just run away if it's had enough to fight another day. It'll just stay and fight forever, unless, you know, unless their general moves it. So that wears off, and he breaks. So that's second victory, which I'm pretty thrilled by, actually. I was worried about fighting Khorne. I thought they'd be able to just, you know, bring a load of armor and just smash my marauders to pieces. But amazingly, he actually went for a lot of cultists in there. I think he just wanted numbers on his side. But of course, the berserkers are just, they are built for tearing apart cheap units, like these cultists are. These cultists, think flagellants, but inept. Right, they are so cheap. They cost like 100 or 200 each. They are really cheap. They're basically like fast-moving zombies, but without the staying power. It's crazy. These guys are really dirt cheap. But of course, these units are very expensive, and you know, they stayed fighting for ages. But by the time these guys already got in the fight, all my berserkers had gone berserk. You know, they were all in their frenzy, had a load of stat boosts and everything, and it just got them, you know, fighting sort of toe-to-toe with much stronger units. Because they were able to just, you know, practice on this fodder, basically. So that really helped. And you can see, you know, all my duelists, they won really, really well against the champions. I mean, that one, actually, this champion, Slaanesh, she was just in the thick of it, just in the front line fighting for most of it. Whereas this one had a duel with their lord, and Sigvald had a duel with the champion. They both got full health. I mean, they can regenerate, they do have an ability to do that, but they can just take on lords so easily. It is fantastic. I love these guys. I'm so glad I brought them. But you can also see, you know, my chariots, they did okay, but, you know, they just wrapped up so many of the enemy. These guys cost like 750, I think, which is quite cheap. They're not the best chariots, but they are a great distraction. And you can see these polearms got to the fight so late because they were chasing these chariots about. So I don't think they would have broken half as quickly as they did, you know, if they got into the fight sooner. It would have kept all the cultists alive for a lot longer if they had more backup, and, you know, frankly, they wouldn't have just been fighting an entire army on their own. Because by the time they got in the fight, everything else had broken. So it's pretty impressive. Also, Forsaken Giant didn't perform as well as I would have thought, actually, because he was fighting for the entire battle and only got 20 kills. So I don't know if that's something that needs tweaking, you know, in terms of the mod, in terms of balance, or maybe I missed something. Maybe he wasn't actually in combat for a while. Maybe he just stood there. I'm not sure. But it seems like he should have done better than that somehow. So, so that's interesting. But yeah, so pretty good performance all around. But you can see, you know, the amount of numbers he brought. These berserkers had a whale of a time. 147 kills. MVP there for these berserkers. I mean, they got pretty chewed up, but clearly they fought well. So that's pretty good. So unfortunately, you know, my guys brought a lot of blood to the Blood God, which is a pain. That's the annoying thing with fighting Khorne. You can never really win, you know, he's always happy. He's always happy as long as there's a war going on. So, yeah, bit of a pity. But, yeah, so it's a fun one. So, obviously, guys, if you want to see Pshyc's opinion on this battle, and his version, and his replay, then go over to his channel. It should be up today. Again, I don't know what time he publishes videos, but it will be the same day as my video's up. So it might be up already, or it might be up soon. I'm not sure. But you should definitely go and check that out and see his thoughts on it. And, of course, Shadow Online Gaming and Pharaoh Owar had their battle today. So if you want to see how that went, go over to either of their channels. There'll be links everywhere at the end of this video and in the description for you to get, you know, go check that out. And tomorrow I will be facing up against Pharaoh Owar to see if I can, you know, claim victory in this tournament. So it should be really fun. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, let me know what you think about all this Chaos Lark. It's really good fun. And if you want to find the mod, of course, it's in the description too. So yeah, everything you want to find out, descriptions, and or the end of this video, whatever. So yeah, I think that about sums it up. So guys, have a good one.